Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Let rain fall, let rain
All right, here we go. Breeders' Cup Saturday. Good morning to you. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. A beautiful, brisk fall morning here for live horse racing at Laurel Park. We have 11 races, a bunch of big fields, 6 big fields on our world-class turf course. So I hope you can enjoy the card with us here today. If you're not at Del Mar, I hope you can come out here and enjoy Breeders' Cup Saturday with us right here today at Laurel Park. All right, let's start with the pick 6 yesterday, because I said it's too painful to talk about twice. So I said let's save it for on air. There's the carryover for today, a little over 20,000. We both played it yesterday. I was live going into the last race with 4 horses.
Yes.
I didn't have the single. I didn't have the Hammy Smith single for over 24,000. But I had 4 horses. I had the Schumann horse. I had Edify, whatever. And I thought for sure Russell was going to get by that Salzman horse. Couldn't get by. It was paying 1,100 to the 4. So I didn't have the Salzman horse, but I had 5 out of 6. I made a couple hundred on it. I'm going to put that back into it today. What was your pick 6?
Yeah, we were live to 4 horses in the last. Did not even have the first or second place finisher. Obviously, we got the 5 of 6. Thankfully, the 3 was a 5 of 6. The 4 was not. You'd have taken that. But yeah, I couldn't have come up with Salzman. Great ride. Got the horse off the rail early, nicely rated around the turn. But I thought Edify was going to wear the horse down, and my horses were nowhere to be found in the last. So a couple little chalks along the way. We needed one more price to kind of launch us into a spot where probably one of us would have been alive for the whole thing. But, hey. Well, that's why we're going to do it again today.
Do it again today. It was a nice ride by the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado in the last race yesterday on the Salzman horse. He also won the opener on that Bruno Tessori first-time starter. So the Hall of Famer Prado with 2 wins yesterday. Did you have the 2, the single for 24,000? Was that one of your 4 horses going into the last race yesterday? No. Okay. All right. That was
I was a little shocked at that too. The Ham Smith horse. I was shocked that was the lone
that
single.
was the single. That was the single for probably Gory and Hammy had the single for a little over 24. So there was a single for a little over 24,000 going into the last race yesterday in that pick 6. It paid 5 out of 6. It's paying well now, whether it's 5 out of 6 or if it's multiple 6 out of 6 payouts. It's getting to that level where it's starting to pay well now, even if you don't take the whole jackpot down. So let's show it to you one more time. Where Keith and I both going to go back into it today. The pick 6 carryover 20. What is it, guys? 20,000. A little over 20,000. $20,637. And don't sleep on this today. Everybody be paying attention to Breeders' Cup out there at Del Mar and everything. But don't let this sneak away with somebody playing a small ticket and all the favorites winning, and you take away a nice big score. I think they'll put about 10,000 into it today.
Yeah, this was a sequence. I couldn't come up with any real long shot. I'm talking 12, 14, 18 to 1. A lot of middle price horses and maybe some favorites mixed along the way. The whole card was kind of like that for me. You know, I'm always digging for prices.
Right.
I just couldn't come up with any of those, bombs that I can really sink my teeth into. So it's a spread ticket. I don't know if I'll quite invest as much as I did yesterday. But as you said, attention's going to be kind of elsewhere maybe. So do not forget about this pick 6, and you might sneak in and grab it. And I think once again you'll see the progression. There'll be a couple tickets for the whole jackpot by the end of it.
Hopefully that's what you're live. Hopefully I'm alive, and I don't have my ticket ready yet. I'm still working on it, but I think Riley's Choice is going to be a single, going to be a popular favorite in race 10, and going to be a single on a lot of people's tickets. So then that might be me as well. I might rely on Riley's Choice as my single, but if that horse gets beat, then anything's possible in the pick six. So it's Breeders' Cup Day today, Saturday. Breeders' Cup started yesterday. 4 races out there. You had Chad Brown win the opener. Graham Motion was second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf with Untamed Domain.
Horse made a nice run.
They had a nice run, so it was a good second to the Aiden O'Brien runner. And then, let's see, Battle Midway won out there, and then the Classic.
Forever Unbridled won the distaff, right? Forever Unbridled.
Yeah, won the distaff. That was the Dallas Stewart.
Dallas Stewart.
So Breeders' Cup today, we just showed you what's going on. Let's show you a little horse that we know well. It's going to be one of the contenders in the Breeders' Cup Sprint today. That's race 8 out there at Del Mar. Let's show you Imperial Hint last February when he started off his 2017 campaign. Well, actually, he won the Fire Plug in January, and then he came right back in February here at Laurel Park in the Grade 3 General George with Julian Pimentel aboard, and an impressive win going 7 furlongs. Imperial Hint, he's number 10 today on the outside in the Breeders' Cup Sprint with Javier Castellano aboard with his speed, outside post, and Castellano. I think Imperial Hint can be one of the main contenders in the sprint.
I know somebody rooting for Imperial Hint. He resides out in Vegas. Old friend of ours, El Presidente, might have a little bit of a future book wager, and he did catch. Congrats, Frank. You know that's why he is one of the best, no doubt about it. He had a future book bet on Forever Unbridled, a really nice score. Congrats to our man, Frank Carulli.
In the distaff, did he?
Yes.
Nice. And he has one with Imperial Hint in the sprint.
Yes.
All right, I think he's going to be one.
And he's got another one later on in the card, so it could be a big day.
You know, Imperial Hint's going to be part of the early pace, and there could be a fast early pace. It might set up for the horse from the DeFrancis Dash, Whitmore, third in the DeFrancis Dash. Won the Grade 2 Phoenix at Keeneland, so Whitmore out there in the sprint as well. So hope you can enjoy Breeders' Cup action right here at Laurel Park. Get yourself a table and tips, Tycoons, Garden Terrace, the sports bar. Enjoy all the action. Let's get right to it here. We have a big 11 race card. Nice carryover in the pick six. I still have to work on my ticket. Let's show you the track conditions. We're main track fast, and the turf course is yielding today.
Yeah, we're going to monitor. It may be upgraded to good. I think I'm safe at yielding right now to get it started. Still, it's chill in the air. I just don't know how much this course really dried out from yesterday. So, yeah, we'll start at yielding. A little chill, 50s, maybe mid to high 50s, partly sunny, but a beautiful day to get out on the apron and to really partake in one of the biggest racing days of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout. We have a little carryover here in the opener, and that super high 5, a little over 1,500 here in race 1. If they don't hit it here in race 1, it'll carry over to the second race. Second race has 7 horses. No, second race only has 6 horses, so it'll carry over to the next race with 7 or more horses. So keep your eye on the super high 5. Race 1 also kicks off the early pick 5, which is a mandatory payout and has an industry low 12% takeout. Keith, you like the early pick 5 today. Let's take a look at your ticket.
What did it pay, like $30,000 yesterday?
Oh, my Lord.
Was huge.
It paid,
I think it was like around 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, early pick 5.
Really big early pick 5 ticket.
One ticket took the whole pull down.
Yep, and we're spreading in the first. 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11. Don't really have a great feel. He's One Wild Dude is going to be my top selection, but there's a lot of different ways to go in the opener. Too deep in the second with the 3 and the 6. Major scratch in the third with the 10. How You for Money coming out. It's Bungalow's race to lose on the front end. A little bit of a drop in class for Claudio Gonzalez. And this runner in the 4th race, the 2 and the 7. And the 5th race, we're going to wrap it up with the 1, the 3, and the 11 for a $36 ticket.
I like your ticket. I like your single there in race 3, the 8 Bungalow I have on top. This horse is getting a class relief and gets the Bug Boy Franklin Sabalos riding for Claudio Gonzalez. Those two 38% here at Laurel Park. So I like your single there in race 3. So let's see if we can get another monster payout in the early pick 5 today. Let's take a look. Race 1 going a mile on the Kelso turf course rail at 35 feet, claiming 7,500, 3 and up. And I'm going with the 8 on top here. He's One Wild Dude in very good form for trainer Ricky Silliman. The barn's having a nice meet. 3 winners here this fall for Ricky Silliman. Sheldon Russell will ride. And Russell's been aboard the last two rides here, both winning efforts here at Laurel Park. This 4-year-old son of First Dude's a 4-time winner on the Laurel grass. He's going to be forwardly placed from the outside. Sheldon Russell, very good front-end rider, especially on the turf.
He loves the turf course. Look, 7 for 7 in the money with 4 wins, going for 3 straight. Doesn't mind a little give into the ground. He's dropping down. They're taking the edge. It's coming to the end of turf season here. He's won Wild Dude. He doesn't necessarily need the lead as well. Another horse to use in the mix, the 11, Asset Allocation, moves into Anthony Aguirre's barn, a barn doing well right now. I like the steady progression in numbers for Asset Allocation. We saw the outer part of the turf courses, both of them was pretty good yesterday for the most part, especially on the way outside the outer course. I believe it was the Kelso. If I'm not mistaken, we did his horses 5 and 6 wide run 1-2 in one of the later races. So Asset Allocation will make a late run. I remember Forrest, hard to figure for me. I mean, I think he's going to rate forwardly. Prado will get this horse in good position. He just looks like he's a little bit off form right now, but would not surprise me if he gets in a fairly decent piece of this prize in race 1.
Well, Prado having a big weekend, had 2 wins yesterday, and I was thinking the one would get a nice ground-saving trip from the inside, but you make a good point about the Kelso turf course, maybe the better part being towards the outside, but I throw the one in the exact. I like the 2 as well here. Rediscover from the Mike Catalano barn gets Jose Bracho, 5-pound apprentice to ride. This horse, a nice win up there at Meadowlands last out. That was 7,500, 3 life. This race a lot tougher today. He's going to have to run over a yielding turf course, so he's been running mostly on a firm turf course, but at a price, horse in good form. His last couple races here for a barn that does well.
And that's the key. He's in form. We've got a few of these with sketchy form of late. So don't just completely dismiss. You see the horse only just coming out of a 3 in life at the Meadowlands. We've seen some of the horses come in from the Jersey turf courses, Meadowlands or Monmouth, and do okay at Laurel.
All right, so you go way deep here in this race to kick off.
I think so. Yeah, I watch He's One Wild Do win it at 5-2 or 2-1. But I think you've got a spread in the opener.
Well, I like the long shot you have there. The 7 Out of the Fire. Forest Boyce aboard for William Dowling. This 8-year-old won at this level 2 starts ago back in July. Maybe needed a race in September, beaten by Wicked Heat, who came back to win. Out of the Fire, I think a live long shot in this race, a 4-time winner on the Laurel grass. So I think you have the right idea going deep here in the opener to kick off the early pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 2 to start the early pick 4, going 6 furlongs on the main track. And how about this? 3 other than allowance feature of the day here in race 2 for filly and mares. And I go with the 3, Renaissance Rosie on top. Another nice claim here for Robert Cole and Kevin Patterson. We've seen them do this. They did it with Blue Moon Ace, and they won first off the claim with this filly against 2 other than allowance company up there at Penn. Was in for the tag that day, now in for the was in for the tag that day, in for the protected 3 other than condition this time. Pimentel rides this horse 2 for 2 in the money already at Laurel Park in the past, so I think they have a nice claim. Ran a strong 87 buyer in that first win off the claim.
Just a 27-point differential in the buyers from December of 2016 to September of 2017. This horse has really hit top form with a deadly barn off the claim. We've seen it. Is like I said, his luck at Laurel hasn't been great through the years, but got over the hump the other day with a winner. Renaissance Rosie looks like the speed of the speed. I'm sure the instructions will be get to the front rate and get off the rail and try to nurse it home from there. We have seen this horse win from just off of it at 6.5 at Charlestown, but I think she's clearly the speed of the speed. She's already, I like her positioning to the outside. She'll kind of stalk, make a pounce move. Behind Campiona 2 races back, I think she can turn the tables well positioned from the outside. But Renaissance Rosie, she beat a decent horse last time. 3rd place finisher Grand Prix, had just won a state bred stakes at Parks with a high buyer, close to 90 if I'm not mistaken.
Now, how about Tail for Ruby? We both like here for trainer Jason Egan. It's a homebred for Charles Fipke. He's the owner of the Dallas Stewart horse that won the distaff yesterday. So Charles, owner, breeder, Charles Fipke, having a big weekend. We both like the 2. Tail for Ruby with Forest Boyce aboard for first start here in the new barn. First start for Jason Egan. This horse, perfect 1-for-1 at Laurel Park. Won the Safely Kept here last November. Has been working well here at Laurel Park. Has been freshened since that Grade 3 Better Roses up there at Belmont. What do you think about Tail for Ruby coming off the late summer fresh?
Can she regain the form of old? That's the key. If she does, she wins it. I agree with you. Coming out of those tough races, the Better Roses and the distaff action, and I had a little battle going on about who would be favored her. She could be. I guess you just look at the lines. You see those class lines there, and the win in the safely kept. Could have put her over the top in the betting, but I hedged. You know, the public they really kind of jump in on the Patterson and Cole horses, and looks like the horse to catch.
It's a nice race, 6-horse field, but a bunch of nice filly mares in here. How deep did you go in your early pick 5 ticket in this race?
3 and 6.
The 3 and 6.
Yep.
Renaissance Rosie, and she's already.
Yep.
Yeah, the 6 should get a nice trip with Centron from the outside. So nice upper level allowance feature there for filly and mares to kick off the early pick 4. Let's take a look here. The third race going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy turf course, rail at 87 feet, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime, and I like your single you have here on the early pick 5, the 8 Bungalow, a sharp winner first off the claim for Claudio Gonzalez against Maiden 16, going a mile on the turf, and ran decent last out, going a mile and a 16th against 25,000 starter allowance company here. We're going the same distance today, but this an easier race today, and Sabalos stays aboard here. They're 38% together, so I think Bungalow in good form off the claim and gets an easier spot
and
today.
Gets the assist with the scratch of the 10. Hat You for Money, who's supposed to have the blinkers on, is now scratched. That horse I thought was going to really force the issue of Bungalow. Now, like I said, it's his race to lose. If he comes away cleanly, he'll get out, he'll get clear, he'll relax. I think he can last a mile and a 16th this afternoon. Looking for a price shot underneath. I know this is a horse you've liked in the past, the 3 Wild Dynaformer. Maybe give it up on him today. But you know what? His last race wasn't too bad. It's been pretty productive, too. Horses have come out of there to run well. One little final shot for Wild Dynaformer, maybe to suck up for a piece. Recoil, an interesting move. A drop down off of the allowance try in July. We're going to go first time gelding. This kind of move, 2 for 13 allowance to claimers for Lynch over the last couple years. So that's it. I mean, Irish Major is going to take play. He's pretty steady. Going to try to grind out a win. I don't know if he's going to get up in time.
The 7 Round Hill, Delacour, Fergal Lynch, they don't scare you at all.
Well, they do. Once again, it's kind of a give up, right? It looks pretty quick for Round Hill.
Yeah, big drop for you. It's a Firestone homebred by Medaglia d'Oro, $150,000 sire.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, didn't run too bad in the second career start. Now right in for 16. He's done this before, and people have claimed some nice horses off him.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I mean, but they give them away. Like I said, sometimes they get a race or 2 out of them, and then where's it go? They might try to. Somebody claim this horse, try him on the dirt.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so a nice little turf route there in the third race. Let's take a look here at the fourth race. Race 4 is going to kick off the middle pick 4. We're going 7 furlongs on the main track, claiming 5,000. Never won 3 lifetime for older horses or straight 3-year-olds. We have a video spotlight of the 2 expectations from October 6 here at Laurel Park when he just crushed a field, a nickel 2 life going 7 furlongs.
Oh yeah, picked it up, rode the best part of the racetrack out in that 4 and 5 path. Midway around the turn, lights on, the speed to the inside, but expectations. First time for Claudio on October the 6th, just kind of rolled past the leaders and kicked away under a steady drive for Torres, from Yomar Torres. So, coming back to the 7 furlong distance on the dirt, this is what the doctor ordered for expectations. I was really perplexed as to why they ran this horse on the turf last time. I thought they would have maybe tried an other. That's the only suspicious thing. That number came up strong on some other publications that I also glance at comparing the numbers. So expectations back at this distance, that number at 7 furlongs, I think it's even a little bit better than what that 59 buyer was. So he's going to be the one to beat, no doubt. If you're looking for an upsetter, maybe the 7 Patty's Pirate to the outside. Looks like the controlling speed against the grain of the racetrack the last 2 tries. I think Patty's Pirate will be tough on the front end.
All right, we both like the 2 expectations there in race 4. Let's move along here. Race 5, a nice maiden special weight. I love the maiden special weights here at Laurel Park. Always tough races. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso. Rail at 35 feet. This is for 2-year-old fillies. Video spotlight here on the 3 Flax Flower, a homebred for Calumet Farm by exchange right here for trainer Lacey Gaudet. A good-looking debut back in late September.
Well, you just saw it. There's a little stumble and a check. Guys, I don't know if you can run it back real quick if you could. Maybe not. This horse kind of got in significant trouble going into the turn. Here we go. Thanks a lot. Number 3 that day. Took a lot of play. We can roll it, guys. Thank you very much. A little steady there off the horses after showing speed. And a stumble, a little bobble. Might hit a little soft spot there in the turf course. Lost his footing, was Flax Flower. But this horse looks like he's just going to drop out of it, almost 7-8 lengths out of it now, midway on the turn with 3/8 of a mile to go. Flaxflower picks it back up with Toledo. We're going to kind of come back down along the inside and work through a little traffic and really close up nicely. Only beaten 4 lengths, but game enough to get up for the second. We're going to follow him here in the white blinkers, working out for room the final furlong. And this horse was well met in debut. We talked about her breeding stand on the show that day. The mare sees Irish, very productive, had a lot of first out winners. Has to avoid that kind of trouble in this second race. If she does, she's going to be awfully tough. Lacey had this horse prepared and ready to go in debut.
Nice to see a young trainer around here with a homebred from Calumet Farm. I like the 3, Flaxflower. I use her in my exacta. Now, she's going to be buried and covered up with traffic going down the backstretch. Toledo's going to have to navigate a trip through traffic. So I go with the 8 on top here. Wolverette, I think the 8's going to get a nice trip today with Steve Hamilton aboard for trainer Susan Cooney. It's still a well-bred 2-year-old filly by Shanghai Bobby. So Virginia homebred for the Island family. They breed some nice horses, and this horse they tried 7.5 furlongs on the turf against Maiden Special Weight at Delaware. Showed speed that day with first-time blinkers. Got a little tired that day. They tried the Jamestown, had to break from the 1 hole in the Jamestown. Still a good third that day. I think this horse is getting better. Has a good foundation under her. Steve Hamilton will ride. I think that we'll get a nice stalking trip from the 8 hole today.
Yeah, okay, a little bit of a price shot there with the 8 Wolverette. 11 Secret Escape will be my top selection to the outside with Tommy Proctor's runner. 2-year-old filly by City Zip. They can run on anything. Half to Channel Regatta, who was 2 for 7. I think made about 65,000 on the grass, ran up almost about an 80 buyer. This is a good move. Second career start for Proctor, going dirt to turf. He's 5 for 20, 10 for 20 in the money with a positive ROI over the last 2 years. He'll be my top selection. Maybe a slight upset, the 11 over the 3 in race number 5.
Yeah, he brings some nice horses in here. Proctor does, and I know he wins a bunch of races everywhere else. A little cold right now, and a little cold with the Bug Girl. But I know he won a stake race. I was knocking him last fall, and I think they won the Laurel Fraternity together. So I'll watch him jump up here and win this race. It's a nice race. We both like the 1, Baltimore Babe by Baltimore Bob. Baltimore Bob's going to turn out to be a turf specialist, a turf sire specialist around here. He was a stakes winner going long on the turf. Baltimore Bob was. Gerzak owned and campaigned Baltimore Bob, and now he's campaigning him as a stallion. It's a homebred here for Robert Gerzak. Dove Houghton having a nice fall meet. Caramanos will ride. A bunch of nice works here at Laurel Park. Lasix and debut, but a tough assignment breaking from the 1 post.
Well, this horse is a fool to Dundalk, who we've seen run around here and get in the lower 80s on the grass. Dove Houghton, maybe not a high percentage trainer first time out, but she has a positive ROI, but she does her best work with the 2-year-olds. First out 2-year-old maiden special weight runners, especially in her career, 21% with an ROI hedging towards $4.
All right, this is a nice field. We both like the 10, Dendrobi. How about Timmy Keefe scoring with a big price first out winner yesterday? So I like this horse. Respectable debut. Dendrobi sprinting on the turf. Gets a nice outside post today with Angel Cruz. So how deep did you go in this race on the early pick 5 ticket?
Let's see. In the 5th, let's go back, Stan. Let's see how far we went. I don't think we went too deep. Definitely, maybe two or three.
I threw you on the spot there.
2 in the set. Wait. 1-3-11. 1-3-11.
1-3-11.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck there. It's a nice maiden special weight there in race 5. Let's get a quick commercial break. We'll take a look at the pick 6 with a nice carryover over 20,000 right after this. Welcome back. Today at the races presented by Fidelity First. Keith Fustel, Stan Salter. Let's go. Let's take a look here at the Rainbow Pick 6, one of the top Pick 6 carryovers in the country today. Little over $20,000, $20,637 here. There it is. I wasn't lying. $20,637 for the Pick 6 carryover today. They'll put about $10,000 new money into it today, my guess. I'm going to have a Pick 6 ticket. I'm still working on it. Let's take a look here at the first leg. Race 6 going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming $15,000 for 2-year-old fillies, and I go with the 2, Misdriven, 6-1 morning line here. 2-year-old filly by Overdriven for Scott Beck. A sharp maiden win last out. It took her 6 starts to break the maiden, but she put it all together in that last race. Won by 5 against maiden 12-5 up there at Delaware. Centron takes the call. I think a main speed here from the inside, right to the front.
Be tough. Yeah, I think she's going to have a little bit of company, though. Analyze Your Spending likes to go 4-7, had some speed at Charlestown, but maybe the quickest of the quick is the 4, Sing Dixie Charge, going to go second time for Jamie Ness, a winner last time out of Delaware. We haven't seen this horse since August. Where's she been? But Jen Miller, who usually rides for Potts, goes that way.
Right.
I'm going to go the other. I'm going to go back with Potts here with the 5, Dancer Stroll. I think she's just kind of been a little bit overmatched her last couple races, like the debut run on the sloppy sealed surface at Pimlico. I think this is the one horse that might be able to close in this field. I think Dancer Stroll has a rating gear, especially against these types. I like her dropping back to the 5.5. Stalk and pounce move for the 5.
I think this is a spread race. All my pick 6 ticket. I'm going to be 4 or 5 deep here in this race, even though it's a 7-horse field. I'll be 4 or 5 deep here in this race. I like your top pick there, the 5, Dancer Stroll. Jen Miller gets on the 4 here. Sing Dixie Charge for Jamie Ness. A nice win up at Delaware last out. 39 buyer speed figure. Gets in at 109. Nice lightweight assignment here. 109 with Jen Miller riding for Jamie Ness.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll be the favorite. It is probably the speed of the speed, but where's she been? But I guess maybe a positive. Miller's going that way. I'm just going to try to upset her a little bit with the 5, Dancer Stroll.
Then you got a Charlie Frock long shot on the outside. Four score and 7. Charlie Frock, a couple long shot winners here this fall meet. The horse will get. Why not? A horse will get a nice. Just won at Charlestown to get a nice trip from the outside with the Angel Cruz aboard. Why not? Maybe I hit the all button in this race.
Debut wasn't awful. Maiden special weight company up at Monmouth when you really kind of base it against everybody else in this race. Out of Services barn, out of Kieran's barn. Frock says, "Hey, I'll take a shot."
Yeah.
He's not scared. I know that. He's not scared.
Well, Frock's not scared. I might get a nice price on the Scott Lake filly, the 6. Analyze Your Spending has early speed. A good second, 2 starts ago in the slop. Up at Delaware, 3rd last out at this level. So, I'm going to go 4 or 5 deep here in this race to kick off the pick 6. A challenging 2-year-old filly race there as the first leg of the pick 6. All right, late pick 5 starts in race 7. No carryover today, but as always, more money back to you. The better with that industry low, 12% takeout on the both pick 5s here. Both of them have an industry low, 12% takeout. Let's take a look here. Race 7 to kick off the late pick 5, going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy turf course rail at 87 feet. Nice group of maiden special weight runners here, 2-year-olds, and I'm going to go with the 7 here. Pro Montori from the Christophe Clement barn. Well-bred 2-year-old by Giants Causeway. The debut was respectable here, going long on the turf against maiden special weight. A decent 5th that day. Gets first-time Lasix today. Caramanos, that was a tough race. The winner and 3rd place horse came back to win. So 7 comes out of a tough race, and I think it's going to run even better today.
Yeah, this is another one of these tricky races. A nice group of horses, well-bred horses. Yeah, your usual suspects. You've got Motion Trombetta, Lynch, Clement, Gary Cap. I mean, the 4 wouldn't surprise me. He had that horse the other day. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. Another price horse switched over, to the turf and got a lot of trouble and ran real big to be 3rd. Almost got 2nd. I go to the outside. I'll take the 10, Say the Word for Motion. This horse took a lot of play in debut at Saratoga in a big field. Bet down to 9-2 last time out. Just didn't follow through at all. A little rank. The blinkers go on. Maybe you might even see a shadow roll on the 10, Say the Word. We're going to have the video on this horse from September the 24th. Did we have one?
I don't have a video on this one.
Okay, we don't have one. Maybe we scrap that one. Anyhow, but Say the Word was real kind of just didn't like to kick back at all. Was a little rank behind horses into the first turn. Finally got settled. It made a belated rally. I think this horse just needs focus. I'm going to give him one more try. Quail Hunt, Archilagos, the winner of that race, came back to win up in Canada for Dickinson. And then Quail Hunt went down to Keeneland and got a win. So Say the Word, Promontory. They've kept the right company, no doubt about it, Stan. But there's some other horses in here that certainly scare me.
So with the scratch of the 1 and the 2, I know the 11 Colonel Patsy runs. Do you have the 12 in as well, Chirping?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, Proctor's horse is in, and another price horse you may want to throw in there, the 8, Real Factor for Cal Lynch. This horse, they tried this horse long on the dirt first time out. Sloppy sealed surface. Didn't run bad. Believe in Royalty brought surprise. Got a good setup. This horse is has a half sister that stretched out to win it at 2 on the grass. So you've got the turf breeding. We saw a horse by the Factor. I think Kate DeMasi a week or two had a firster get the job done on this turf course. So kind of a wide open field in 7. I probably shouldn't hit too close to the to the favorites, but I will be spreading in race 7.
I like the 5 Maynuth. I use in the exact a very good looking debut, sprinting on the turf here at Laurel against Maiden Special Weight. Come running over top of horses in the stretch. A good second. I think this horse is going to love the stretch out to 2 turns today. The 5 Maynuth. This is a nice maiden special weight here in race 7. We're going to move along here.
Okay.
Race 8 kicks off the late pick 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming 25,000 for 2-year-old fillies. I go with the 8 here, my top pick in race 8, guys. I'm going to go with the 8. Drops in buckets for trainer Horacio De Paz and Horacio Caramanos will ride. They put the blinkers on last time in this filly. Big improvement. First time blinkers last out. First time on the dirt last out, going a mile against Maiden 25. So well spotted here today. She's a well-bred lemon drop kid, homebred filly. Maybe you wonder why they don't run her against Allowance Company after that impressive maiden win with the first time blinkers, first time dirt. But she's well spotted here to get her second career win today.
A nice little setup. They went quick early. She didn't really come home flying late, but you know the one thing she did do, she proved that she can get the route of ground. She gets a good draw to the outside. But one little stat that worries me, 1 for 7 with 2-year-old maiden winners last time out is De Paz over the last couple of years. They really haven't followed it up with a win, but this one looks really well spotted. Unless Prank Call can kind of get out there and relax, I think drops and buckets can wear them down. 8-2-4-9 stand in the 8th. Let's roll to the 9th.
Well, let's take a look here. Race 9 here, going 6 furlongs on the Fort Marcy, rail setting at 87 feet. Nice 25,000 starter allowance race here in the 9th, and we do have a video spotlight here of the 6th, the Zip Zip Man for trainer David Nunn. Let's take a look here, October 6th, right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, Zip Zip Man's he's kind of been in some tougher races than what he's going to face today. The Zip Zip Man stayed down inside this afternoon on October the 6th, and I thought maybe Jen Miller was going to kind of shift this horse to the outside for the stretch run, but decided to stay inside, and sometimes it doesn't help. You know, I mean, you try to make the right move, take the shortest way home. This horse was kind of stymied in a little bit of traffic the final 1/8 of a mile. Slips through along the rail late and really finishes up with sneaky good energy going to the wire, stretching out to a distance. I think this horse is really going to prefer the Zip Zip Man. I think is going to get it done for Nunn and Miller from off the pace.
I think the 6 is going to love the 6 furlongs. I used the horse in my top 4. I think the 7, Censure, is going to love the 6 furlongs as well. This horse in very good form the last couple races for trainer Rodney Jenkins ever since he started sprinting on the turf in September. Broke the maiden, then a nice win last out, coming from way off the pace against winners for the first time. Got a 65 buyer with that last win. So I think going 6 furlongs, this horse is going to be coming late with Steve Hamilton aboard. You like the horse a little bit as well.
Yeah, definitely. They found out what this horse wants to do. He's a one-run sprinter. He'll get an opportunity to make that big run today with a target. Little Love Machine, and he's a pussycat. Very, very quick to the front. Little Love Machine, when you really break it down, might be a little bit quicker. I'm very interested to see what Katie Davis does from the rail. I think if she can just dead send, this horse might be able to clear. If it can get a little breather around the turn, might be gone. I'm not going to dismiss the 1, Little Love Machine.
No, I like them both, the 1 and the 3. The main speed from the inside is going to provide a nice setup for both the 6, the Zip Zip Man, and the 7, Censure there in race 9. Let's take a look here. Race 10, nice first level allowance feature for filly mares 3 and up, going a mile on the Kelso rail at 35 feet. We have a video spotlight here of the 11, Star Crush, a nice, good, big, good-looking win last out. First time blinkers, 19-1 for Dale Cap.
You might have used this horse too,
I
Stan.
did, yeah. I had the horse.
Yeah, got away with some softer fractions early, but really rolled home a strong, strong final half for Star Crush. And the key to this race is right here. Hallie Bell, who's a heavy favorite for Stidham, rolls right up to her outside, almost draws even. Right there about the 16th pole, maybe even put a nose in front. Gets the nose bob back there at the wire. Look at the resurgence of Star Crush. Now, had a little breather, but the way this horse dug in and only its second start, going the route of ground, first time on the grass, really caught my eye. Good-looking horse. Hallie Bell came back to win by 6 at Keeneland. Beat a decent field running an 81 buyer. I'm not so sure that Star Crush needs the lead either. There's going to be some other speed in here. Obviously, Riley's Choice likes to be close. And Zen Benny is just pretty much one-dimensional for trainer Carla Morgan. I think it's either the 11, Star Crush, Riley's Choice, the 8. Schiffer Magician, I think, is turning back in distance and going to get the right kind of speed. This horse was really hampered. Did not have a good trip in that Maryland Million race. And one other one you got to use, the 7, and Goyaba for Arnaud Delacour. I like this transition. This is the right move, putting this horse on the turf.
I think Riley's Choice cutting back to a mile today is going to love that. Been in good form. Just got beat. Ran a winning effort last out. Just got beat on neck by a flying quick-witted for Hammy Smith that day at a big price. So Riley's Choice will be in front. Star Crush get a nice trip. Probably sitting stalking right outside of that one. We both like the 1-2 a little bit as well there. Nice allowance feature for filly mares. We're running out of time here. Let's take a look here at race 11. Maiden 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs on the main track. And I'm going to go on the outside here, the 9, Thalia's Song. We have a stat here for trainer Dale Capuano. Was first off the claim here for trainer Dale Capuano.
Yeah. Might as well just say Dale Capuano's winning everything right now.
He is.
But
He's
here's
right
your
on.
stat. He's 4 for 11, 8 for 11 in the money, with runners going from synthetic surface or from a synthetic surface to a dirt sprint with an ROI of $3.54. You also get the help of Lasix, the help of blinkers. That move, first blinkers, 47% for Dale Capuano. This horse doesn't win, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I think you're going to have to really, be tied on though. Right up your alley, ran big with the blinkers for Mary Epler last time. Out of that drops and buckets race, sent very good fractions. I like to turn back in distance.
Yeah, the only question mark is they claim for 25. They wait the 30 days and go right back in for 25. But good stat there, Dale Capuano. They're throwing the kitchen sink at this filly. Blinkers on, first time Lasix. Toledo will get a nice trip on the outside. 9-1 cold exacta for us there in the 11th race. Happy Breeders' Cup Saturday. A bunch of good wagering opportunities. Don't forget about our pick 6 carryover, a little over 20,000. That starts in race 6. I'll have a ticket. Start getting your tickets ready now. Good luck. Dave Robbins coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes.
Good luck.